Story 1 of 7. UK PM Keir Starmer faces scandal over Peter Mandelson's failed security vetting and appointment as US Ambassador. UK PM Keir Starmer faces scandal over Peter Mandelson's failed security vetting and appointment as US Ambassador. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Peter Mandelson failed UK security vetting, UKSV, for the role of UK Ambassador to the US in late January 2025, but the Foreign Office overruled this decision. Keir Starmer announced Peter Mandelson as UK Ambassador to the US in late 2024, before security vetting was completed. Ollie Robbins, the Foreign Office's permanent secretary, was sacked on April 17, 2026, after The Guardian revealed Mandelson's vetting failure was overruled. Keir Starmer claimed he was not informed about Mandelson's failed vetting until April 16, 2026, despite the decision being made in January 2025. Peter Mandelson was sacked as ambassador in September 2025 due to his links with Jeffrey Epstein. But not all outlets told the same story. The Guardian says Keir Starmer was furious and absolutely furious about not being told of Mandelson's failed vetting, while ABC does not mention Starmer's emotional reaction. The Guardian reports that Ollie Robbins was effectively fired and forced out of his job, while ABC states he left his post after the decision to overrule Mandelson's vetting. The Guardian says Robbins was under constant pressure from Downing Street to expedite Mandelson's appointment, while ABC does not mention pressure from Downing Street. This story was covered by ABC News, The Guardian, and SBS News. Story 2 of 7. ACCC sues Woolworths over alleged fake prices dropped discounts. ACCC sues Woolworths over alleged fake prices dropped discounts. Here's what every outlet agrees on. The ACCC alleges Woolworths used prices dropped promotions on 266 products between September 2021 and May 2023 to mislead customers with illusory discounts. Woolworths temporarily increased prices of products by at least 15% for 45 days or less before placing them on prices dropped promotions at prices higher than or equal to their original long-term prices. The Oreo family pack was sold at $3.50 for 696 days, or 180 plus days in other sources, then increased to $5 for 22 days before being placed on prices dropped at $4.50. The ACCC case against Woolworths began in the federal court in Sydney on April 21, 2026, following a similar case against Coles in February 2026. Woolworths phased out its prices dropped program at the end of 2024. But not all outlets told the same story. The Guardian and ABC state the Oreo family pack was sold at $3.50 for 696 days before the price spike, while The Guardian also notes it was sold at $3.50 for 180 days or longer in court documents. Woolworths claims the first price of $3.50 for Oreos was a pre-inflationary dropped price and the previous regular price was $5, but the ACCC argues the $3.50 was the long-term price before the spike. The Guardian states that in 265 cases, the prices dropped price was more expensive than the original long-term price, while ABC notes that in 11 cases it was the same price, but does not specify if these are overlapping or distinct counts. This story was covered by ABC News, The Guardian, and news.com.au. Story 3 of 7. AFL Tribunal rules on Zak Butters' umpire abuse case, later overturned due to procedural error. AFL Tribunal rules on Zak Butters' umpire abuse case, later overturned due to procedural error. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Zak Butters was fined $1,500 by the AFL Tribunal for allegedly saying "how much are they paying you?" to umpire Nick Foot during the Port Adelaide vs St Kilda match on the 13th of April, 2026 at Adelaide Oval. Butters denied saying the words, claiming he said "surely that's not a free kick" or "why did you pay that free kick?" Nick Foot, the umpire, works as a racing analyst for Sportsbet while also officiating AFL games, a role approved by the AFL in 2025. The AFL Tribunal initially ruled against Butters on the 15th of April, 2026, finding it implausible Foot invented the comment. The tribunal's decision was overturned on the 21st of April, 2026 due to a procedural error involving tribunal member Jason Johnson leaving the hearing to attend a real estate open house. But not all outlets told the same story. Article 2, ABC, states Butters asked why did you pay that free kick? While Article 1, ABC, and Article 4, ABC, report Foot claimed Butters said how much are they paying you? Article 1, ABC, says Butters told Channel 7 immediately after the game that he asked how is that a free kick? But the AFL Council suggested this inconsistency could imply he said the alleged words. Article 4, ABC, notes Foot said he did not recall Butters saying surely that's not a free kick, but it was possible, while Butters and Wines both testified they did say something along those lines. This story was covered by ABC News and The Guardian. Story 4 of 7. GetUp's $600,000 anti-Hanson campaign targets Trump links in FAR by-election. GetUp's $600,000 anti-Hanson campaign targets Trump links in FAR by-election. Here's what every outlet agrees on. GetUp raised over $400,000 for an anti-Pauline Hanson campaign in the FAR by-election. GetUp aims to spend at least $600,000 on the anti-Hanson campaign by May 9, 2026. The FAR by-election is scheduled for May 9, 2026, triggered by Susan Lay's resignation. GetUp's campaign highlights Hanson's links to Donald Trump and billionaire Gina Rinehart. GetUp's ads appear on billboards, television, radio, and digital media across FAR's regional cities, Albury, Griffiths, Baruga, Deniliquin. But not all outlets told the same story. News-Kamau states Hanson's support for Trump's hardline approach to immigration, economic, and climate policy was praised at Mar-a-Lago in November 2025, while The Age does not mention this specific praise but focuses on her support for Trump's war in Iran. News-Kamau cites an Australia Institute poll from early March 2026 showing Millthorpe and One Nation leading before Farley's announcement, while The Age references several published polls without specifying dates or sources. This story was covered by news.com.au and The Age. Story 5 of 7. Ku-ring-gai Council's Norman Griffiths Oval Synthetic Field Cost Blowout and Delays. Ku-ring-gai Council's Norman Griffiths Oval Synthetic Field Cost Blowout and Delays. Here's what every outlet agrees on. The Norman Griffiths Oval project in West Pymble, Sydney, had its budget increase from $3.3 million in 2023 to $20.2 million by April 2026. The project was initially approved in 2020 to include a synthetic turf surface, lighting, pathways, an electronic scoreboard, and a stormwater detention basin. Turf 1, contractor, was terminated by Ku-ring-gai Council in May 2025 due to environmental risk exposure and performance deficiencies. The council paid Turf 1 $4.4 million in March 2026 after an adjudication claim for $7.3 million. The project's completion date is now estimated to be as late as May 2027, nearly 4 years after the original timeline. But not all outlets told the same story. The SMH states the council's original 2023 estimate was $3.3 million, while the ABC does not specify the 2023 figure but notes the initial 2021 contract award. The SMH mentions a $12.3 million estimate in September 2025, but the ABC does not reference this specific figure. The SMH says the completion date could be as late as May 2027, while the ABC states it is expected between February and May 2027 depending on contractor availability. This story was covered by ABC News and Sydney Morning Herald. Story 6 of 7. Man jailed for mimicking Bondi terror attack and making antisemitic slurs. Man jailed for mimicking Bondi terror attack and making antisemitic slurs. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Zane Jason William McMillan, 23, or 22, was sentenced to 12 months jail with a non-parole period of 9 months on the 21st of April, 2026. McMillan pleaded guilty to 3 counts of offensive behavior in a public place and 2 counts of intimidation. The incident occurred on the 31st of January, 2026, where Macmillan posed as if holding a long-arm firearm on the Bondi footbridge, yelling "Fuck the Jews and I'm a curry, I can do what I like." Macmillan was arrested on the 4th of February, 2026 after intimidating a visibly Jewish victim at Waverley Oval and continuing antisemitic slurs in Bondi Junction. Judge Michael Barco noted Macmillan singled out Jews during his 35-minute tirade, with no other faith, culture, or belief referenced. But not all outlets told the same story. The Guardian states Macmillan is 23 years old, while ABC reports him as 22 years old. The Guardian mentions Macmillan was provisionally diagnosed with a complex post-traumatic background due to a deprived childhood, but ABC does not explicitly state this diagnosis, only referencing a complex post-traumatic background without specifying the cause. This story was covered by ABC News and The Guardian. Story 7 of 7. Trump Labor Secretary resigns amid misconduct allegations and cabinet instability. Trump Labor Secretary resigns amid misconduct allegations and cabinet instability. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Lori Chavez de Rima resigned as U.S. Labor Secretary on April 21, 2026, amid misconduct allegations. Chavez de Rima is the third Trump cabinet member to depart during his second term, following Kristi Noem, Homeland Security, and Pam Bondi, Attorney General. Allegations against Chavez de Rima include an affair with a subordinate, member of her security detail, drinking alcohol on the job, and using government resources for personal travel. The Labor Department's Inspector General is investigating Chavez de Rima and her aides over professional misconduct, including claims of channeling grants to politically connected figures. Chavez de Rima's husband, Sean Derrimer, was barred from the Labor Department's headquarters after allegations of sexual assault by at least 2 female staff members. No charges were filed. But not all outlets told the same story. The Guardian states Chavez de Rima's exit was announced by the administration on Monday, April 21, while ABC notes the resignation was first reported by notice earlier, with the official announcement following. The Guardian implies the White House initially denied wrongdoing but later became less defensive, while ABC states both the White House and Labor Department initially called the reports baseless before the situation escalated. The Guardian mentions Chavez de Rima's husband's lawyer rejected sexual assault claims as part of an effort to force his wife from office, while ABC does not include this specific detail about the lawyer's stance. This story was covered by ABC News and The Guardian.